we're gonna shake it,
Shake it.
in the twilight zone. We're gonna rock,
Rock,
roll,
roll,
get, stay,
stay,
ready,
ready,
ready.
ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
Say we are ready, ready, ready.
We are ready, ready, ready.
Shake, roll and roll, everybody.
Shake, rattle and roll, everybody.
Shake, around and roll, everybody.
Shake, rattle and roll, everybody.
Here we go.
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 Left, right, lay-o.
Left, right, left.
Left, right, lay-o.
Left, right, left.
Your DSS lay-o.
DSS left.
Add a double time.
Add a double time.
Yeah, left, right, lay-o.
Left, right, left.
Whole lot of lay-o.
Whole lot of left.
Your DSS lay-o.
DSS left.
차가 지내놓지 바로 다 같아가지 발에 잤네 그런 다 말라 같은 논날다
저러 소등된데 그게 어떻게 놔둬도지 사랑 나른이 더해야 그때 고배제 헌데 하루토로 소보이래 그렇건 내는 소가 드모진 배제 당거다제 그들은 그 속에 들어서 그다 증근 스슨 내른 흔들히던 너서제
대칭 어유 뭐 하나를 들기 된게 앞측은 뭐 허쉬 어유 뭐 하나를 못 사만 도전
아르고 화회로로 아들을 부러시 눈물을 선지 아트 괴물을 그때 끝내 오르는 새벽시도 오르그제
방걸도 머리 좋은데 같은 돌에 못통 나고 한 먹을 몽골을 너 하리 대신 너다고 돌을 그 다이아 득실 친내 돌을 쳤다 아우를 친내 두 쳤다 덕성튼 도망 너저고 준네
A YouTube community is currently falling apart. It's in shambles. It's in flames. Let's talk about it. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Tom Dark channel. I am your host, Tom Dark, and we are currently witnessing the actual real-time disintegration of a whole community on YouTube. It's kind of interesting, and you know what? I want to talk about it, so that's what I'm gonna do. Should be a nice break from talking about the word cracker or whatever for years and years. I am from the commentary community primarily, right? That's where my roots come from online. A lot of the channels I watched, a lot of the stuff I'm trying to kind of do on this channel, you know, and on Turkey Tom, still to an extent. The mean streets of the commentary community flows through my veins, okay? That's where my inspirations come from for the most part, and you know, while the community today resembles something entirely different in terms of the people involved, and honestly some of the opinions being kind of parroted, I think most people on the inside and outside that are aware of it would refer to like Bo Blacks, Nick, Augie, I guess John Swan, kind of everyone peripheral to that, and I guess myself as the commentary community on YouTube right now. Outside of that, there are a few channels that fit in that category for sure, but the majority of them are not really a part of any community, not a part of any very weird, kind of weirdly close gay group of people that calls on streams and Discord, and I've had many opportunities to leave altogether and just kind of do my own thing online. Sometimes I think it might be even better for my channel if I just fucked off and did my own thing. And you know, to an extent, my main channel has done that a lot. It's kind of departed. It's not really about most of the things that the commentary guys talk about in their videos. It's kind of detached in that way, which is cool because, you know, I don't always want to talk about that. I want to be able to talk about whatever I want to talk about without relying on a community for content. But part of the reason that I made this channel is to kind of reconnect with the community a little bit, build a different kind of audience, a different kind of content, and it's been a lot of fun for me. I've had a lot of people tell me that they actually like this channel, being Tom Dark, more than Turkey Tom. Not sure how I feel about that exactly yet, but I guess, you know, it's cool to see that people like the content for sure. I appreciate that. But for a time, there was some overlap with my audience and the content and interactions I had with a completely different YouTube community. Not completely different, it's kind of similar, but it's kind of insulated in that way, okay? And that would be with what was referred to as the rant community on YouTube. These guys were kind of similar to commentators, but they made slightly more casual videos in terms of their presentation. There wasn't as much editing usually. They also usually did not use gameplay or anything like that. Instead, they would use like these little character stills, which I also use, but they relied very heavily on them and artwork, and they would basically shit on someone, but oftentimes the presentation and the way they did it was a lot more emotional in terms of what they were saying. I guess that goes along with the terminology of a rant, right? It was less about having necessarily coherent points in a traditional way that you would put in like an essay, and it was more about just like expressing distaste towards something, expressing an emotion you have for a person or a type of content. Probably the biggest example of someone from this scene was Solar Sands with the Browsing DeviantArt series. And this was a very, very popular series on YouTube at the time that it came out. When he was releasing them, you know, his channel was growing a lot, and he had a very loyal audience just from that kind of content, and really just from that series primarily. And basically, these videos were just him making fun of and criticizing these DeviantArt cringelords, right? Weird, like inflation stuff, all that weird stuff that I would like to stay away from, except for when it gets me views on YouTube.com. That was the kind of thing that he talked about. That was his bread and butter. I personally liked these videos back when they were coming out and found them kind of funny. I enjoyed watching them. I think there was a time when I was watching like probably every Browsing DeviantArt video in order.
So in this episode, we will confirm